we're having problems with our accounting software. Today is already turning out to be a very interesting day. I'm excited, I'm happy, and I'm sad all at the same time. Right people, so to start the week off, we are on the way to the workshop at the moment. We've just sent out a quote and a couple of designs, and we are changing the structures of our days. So the main thing that we're going to be planning for from now on is sales. That is our number one priority. From today onwards, sales is what we focus on. So we have sales targets from now on. So we've got a certain amount of jobs per month that we need to close in order to be on track. This is the first time I've ever implemented this. So what I'm doing to obviously have enough leads so I can price enough projects is I am number one doing meta ads, which I've got 2 campaigns and I'm spending £20 a day on each of the campaigns. One is specific for gates and the other one is for general fabrication, so all types of projects, whether it would be a gate or a staircase or a balcony or anything of the sort. So that's our main ways of bringing leads in. And also additionally, what I'm planning to do today is I'm going to explore some lead gen companies where I can buy pre-qualified leads who are looking for projects. One of the main issues that I've got with meta leads is that they're not fully qualified, and a lot of people are already putting budget ranges, but yet the first thing they ask on the phone is the price. It seems like the value equation is having a really hard time reaching the metal sector. People need to understand the amount of value that goes into their project, whether it's a staircase, a gate, a balcony, or whatever it might be. People need to understand the value of that. And I believe at the moment, the metal industry is just a little bit behind, just a little bit, and they need better education. So your prospects will need to be better educated in what goes on to the project. So that is now what my social media is going to be doing. From today, I'm going to start posting once a day on the social media. So that's the NS Metalcraft social media, but I also aim to post on my personal social media so I can grow the personal brand alongside the NSMC brand. Like I say, we at the moment, the really important thing for us is just to hit sales targets. We are starting to get away from cash flow issues, but the only way we'll continue to stay away from cash flow issues is if we continuously hit our sales targets and we continuously bring in enough work to satisfy the workshop. And then we're just going to look at moving on to the next thing, which will be taking on a fabricator. So let the growth begin. So to begin the week, we are going to crack on with this. So Sam's got to do a couple of cuts for me on the staircase. So this bottom section right there, most of these are tacked up, and then we'll need to go and cross-check some of those dimensions because there seems to be something that's kicking it over with every next step. So the distance between top and bottom, that distance there seems to be changing even though everything else is the same. We've had the new parts at the end of last week. That was a proper ball ache, but anyway, new week, fucking we're changing everything. So Sam's about to cross-check these while I make some phone calls to some potential leads. Let's get it done. So Sam's done the first cut for us now, and that's sitting really well. However, we're still having issues with our distances, but I believe we've figured it out, haven't we, Sam?
I believe so.
We believe we have indeed. So if you take that on, basically what we believe is happening is this. So because our pre-cut pieces have got a 2-3mm gap difference on every single one, which what we're doing is we're checking that way. And obviously, if this isn't square, there is no way our mark can be accurate because we're not following the actual square mark. So what we're gonna try and do, we're gonna leave the first few on, and then the rest we're going to tack on to the tread plates, and then we can level everything off. Because if this needs to sit slightly up in order to correctly level our tread plate, then we can work with that. So what we need to do now is start tacking these onto our tread plates and square them up with the tread plates. So then we can just lift this by a couple mil or whatever it needs to be in order to level this off with our main beam. Then we can get that dimension from the previous tread onto the next one, and then bosh, that should be good to go. This has been a little bit more of a pain in the ass than I first expected. But now what we're going to do is we're going to show Sam on the first tread plate, and then Sam's training continues by him tacking them all up. Let's do that. You got that?
I reckon so.
I reckon so. So this is what's going to be happening. Sam Cam is live and direct. So let's get this cracking on. Sam already knows what he's doing.
Square.
Square. Good. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good.
You'll be fine if I leave by the time the sun is out. I do not need a burden, so I will be fine. Just let me go.
Right, while Sam is welding outside, we have got to fix this fucking bullshit because we're having problems with our accounting software. We're currently unable to invoice, we're unable to quote, we're unable to do any of that. And unfortunately, the Zero support is being pretty fucking shit right now. So at the moment, if I'm needing any invoicing or quoting done, I'm having to do that through my accountant, which is really unfortunate. So we need to get onto this ASAP and get this shit sorted. So Sam has smashed all these in. Well, fucking done to you, mate. And now he's going to get his teeth checked out, ain't you? Got punched. Don't be telling people that. Over there, what you guys are seeing is a couple of gates measured wrong by customer, which I think he's going to have anyway. But yeah, I don't even know what happened with these because they're most likely going to take him back anyway. And there's a 3 meter straight railing there if anybody wants it. And we can also fit it for you as well. But brand spanking new railing, brand spanking new gates. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, these are all looking spanking. We have done what we needed to do in the office. Now we need to crack on with the rest of this. Oh, I feel like an old ass engine, having a bit of a hard time starting. But anyway, let's get on with it. Got the first lot tacked up, plates all on. I think this is going to be an awkward build, but we'll make it work. We've just clamped up the next lot because a lot of our parts are not square here, so I'm having to lift. As you can see, I've had to lift here a little bit. I've had to lift the bottom of this one. That one sits really nice with the bottom, which is really good. And then we'll just follow up. The cleanup of this is going to be super interesting, but I think if we flip it around, it's going to be all right. So I just called my dad to see how he's doing in Bulgaria because he was planning on making one of these a few months ago, but I don't think he ever got around to doing it. So I remembered to give him a call before it's too late to show him what we're doing here. And it's good. Hopefully one day a project from Bulgaria will be coming to you guys. But yeah, it is awkward, but I think I'm starting to understand what to do and how to do it. I'm thinking what I need to make myself a jig. Oh, I've just come up with this great idea. Wait. Can I make a step jig? Let me have a think of that. So, we are heading towards city centre so we can get some printing done. The good thing is if I am able to go and see these people face to face, I can also have a look at printing out some brochures that I've been designing over the past few days. That might be beneficial. So we're going to go and do that now. Let's head down and get this printing sorted out because these are contracts and they need to be done and dusted. As you've seen, I've done the first lot of the staircase is pretty much sorted out, and now I've got a better understanding of exactly how to do it, which is good. I'm gonna tell you what though, I am struggling a little bit at the moment because there is a lot of things that I'm trying to put in place. However, I'm only one man and there's only so much I can do in so much time. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do as much as possible with what I've got in the time that I have. Would be great to have another pair of hands. Would be absolutely amazing to have another pair of hands in the workshop right now. But I need to get the sales up in order to bring another pair of hands. Just so much. Actually, on the back of that, I am looking into some more, raising some more capital for the company, so we can have a short-term cash flow situation be sorted out. So hopefully that will put us in a really good situation, so we don't have any short-term cash flow issues. But yeah, let's just see. Let's just see what will happen. Waiting for the call for the meeting. Hello. Today is already turning out to be a very interesting day. And we haven't even barely left the house yet. So, but yeah. So a couple things from this morning. Sam has called me while on the way that he has got a flat. So we're likely to drive past him so we can see if we can help him with that. I believe he's got a spare in the back of his car. So we should be able to change that, get him up to the workshop, fix the other one, so and so. Another thing, which is again, Sam, a few weeks ago, our good old Sam had a bit of a mishap with somebody else on the road, and we have just received a claim. We've just received an email from our insurance provider regarding that the other party has made a claim against us, which is very interesting. However, the story the third party is telling us is rather different to what Sam is telling us, and obviously that is very interesting. So we've got to make sure that the true story goes back to the insurances, so then we don't have to stress about it. And yeah, so on top of that, today Sam is going to be getting on with his first tester. So he's got his first fab test happening today. So he best be working super fucking hard on that, because the other things are not sounding good, Sam. But he knows. Anyway, I think it will all be alright. I'm not really overly stressed about it. And on another note, we've got this morning, we woke up super early, still productive, still really well, heading over to the workshop, and we're in a production day all day. So we should be good to go. Get your welds on, boys. Let's get to the shop. Let's do it. We got content, don't we, Sam? What's happening, boy? What is happening? So, number one, Samuel, do you want to show the people what have you done to your old tyre, my mate? So, Sam's old tyre seems to be curved a little bit right there, which creates a massive slit. And then, on top of that, my young Samuel, sir, has come over here, put his separate tyre on, and cross-threaded half of the bolts. So now these ones can go in, that one and that one. So we're a little bit stuck on the side of the road, trying to call people to see if we can get this over to the workshop. The good thing is the workshop isn't very far, and we're very likely to have a spare for him, a main spare, but this is gonna need to get fixed. So that is what we're gonna start looking for today. Well, right now. So we've got one bolt that seems to be not cross-threaded, but we've had some good news because Sam is with the RAC. So we're just gonna try and call them and find out what their timeline is for getting here. Obviously it's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Shit like that happens all the time. It's happened to me before. Let's see what the RAC say. So just as a quick update to let you know what's going on is we've contacted the RAC and they've been super quick, to be fair. They should be with Sam in about maybe 10-15 minutes. I am now heading back towards the workshop. Well, heading to the workshop. Sam's gonna hang on. He's got his dentist actually from yesterday got moved over to today. It's a bit unfortunate for him, so hopefully they can sort out his problem before lunchtime so he can get over there safely and all good. If not, then he'll give me a buzz, let me know what's going on, and then he'll head over there. I'll give him a hand to head over, so I'll drive him over to the dentist. Sometimes you gotta do this for your people. Look after your people, they'll look after you. But anyway, we're heading down to the workshop and make a start. So anyway, we've made it to the workshop and we have got shit to crack on with. RAC, we're waiting on the RAC. Michael next door's just said that the RAC might not be able to fix it, but he will help us out if we can get the parts. So it's still roughly okay. So we'll wait on a call from Sam, then I'll give you guys an update on what's going to be happening. In the meantime, we're going to crack on with this. And there's just, see, on the one day that I didn't take my laptop to the workshop is the day that we have received a new lead on email. I'm guessing for a couple of new gates, and they seem to be pretty hot. So I would like to get hold of them ASAP. But because I don't have my laptop, I'm not really able to input all the info that I need. So what I might end up doing is just jotting it all down on a notebook and then going from there, basically. But either way, let's crack on. Absolutely brilliant surprise we've just had in the workshop. One of my personal friends that I hadn't seen in a very, very long time just popped in to see me, which means we have wasted about 2-3 hours in chatting. But you know what? that side is important too. And I'm now fucking freezing, so let's get back to work.
But you'll be fine.
Guys, I'm fucking struggling here at the moment because I don't understand why the math doesn't add up. Right, my current problem is these are perfect. The first up to this one, absolutely spot on right now. Okay, they're on the lines, they're correct dimensions, they're correct levels, everything is good. Now I'm moving on to the next. I set up on my line, just on the edge of the line where I know it needs to go. I'm checking my angle, which looks to line up pretty fucking good, maybe a mil out, and then I cross-check with my level, which gives me a good understanding, and maybe that could get raised just a touch. So maybe a mil or two. Find the shim. That could be the missing link here. No. So right now, the angle is running inwards, so it will have an internal fall, which you can't have that on a staircase. So that means that our shim is not allowed on there. However, what it also means, actually that's not bad. Okay, if we put a 1 mil shim, our angle is still good, our level is all good. Now, let's check that dimension. That really does my head in. So the way I check my lift is I take a level, put the level on that tread, and then measure front and back of the previous tread, so then I can understand where this is level compared to this one. The gap is the same both ways. This is square, all the angles match up, yeah? So we do that, and we take our dimensions. So right now, we're pretty much on the line, and we're 178 front and back. So it needs to be 189. So what we want to do, we want to knock this back, do that same exercise. Now we're pretty much there. Maybe we need to go 1 mil back the other way. So we already know that this is correct. So 1 mil back the other way, 181 front and back, bang on. Now, the issue that I'm having is two things. I don't see where my line is because I've put a fucking shim there. And I can't cut my... Mike's got thin plate. Let's go and grab a couple of notches. I'll come back to you guys in a sec. Right, can you guys see this? This is what my issue is. Everything else that way is all good. Obviously, I've got to remove that, so just leveling that one. But right now, this is bang on, as it should be, or it was. Now it's running away a little bit again. How the fuck is this shit happening? But my important thing is my angle, which is bang on, and my distance from the top of the previous step to the top of this one, which is all perfect. But as you can see, we've ran away by maybe 2 mil from the line. Yeah, probably 2 mil from the line, which isn't great. So now what I'm gonna try and do is put the next one in and see if that increases or if that keeps flowing over to the next one. I measured the box section, which is 1 mil under, but I don't know if that's a problem. I don't know. I'm a little bit stuck. I'm not stuck, but I'm a little bit not understanding the maths behind this. Gosh, look at that bad boy. All tacked up. There's a couple that are a little twisted, so they'll need to be sorted out. But overall, especially the second half from about there onwards, it just came in really nice. I mean, from here you can probably see, yeah, you can see that one right there, just behind the clamp, but everything else just seems to look really nice, really uniform, really level, yeah, which is really good. Each one fits in the next one. That first one will also need racing on the back end, so it's gonna need, raising on the front end, so it's going to need to nip these two tacks, lift that up so that can be level. That tack doesn't look like it's holding anything, so that I'll re-tack now. But other than that, I just got into a little groove and smashed it out. Every single line worked after I filmed that little problem, except the last one. I will double check that and make sure that is okay. Do you know what? I checked every single one of these except the last one as well. So let's just double check that is not long. No, that's correct. Really weird, really weird. Yeah, I've had to shim up a couple of these to get the angles because some of the angles are not bang on. But yeah, overall, when I understood the process, when I got the process down after the first couple, I think I've got it all banged out. Right, quick 5 minutes, back to it. So far, so good. All of this is, as you saw, tacked. And now we're gonna need Sam's help first thing in the morning. Well, not first thing in the morning, actually afternoon, if we even make it back tomorrow, because we've got plans tomorrow. But then we'll need Sam's help to put the plate on, lift it all up and level them all out, weld it all up, and she's good to go. We have now got to make a plan for these gates, which came back to us last week. There seems to have been a problem with our client's dimensions. I don't know what they've done, or I don't really know what's happened, but basically these are no good right now, and because he's having to pay for it again as they're changing the dimensions, I'm basically just going to go over them now, and then in a minute go back over the model as well and see if I can make anything happen with these ones, because it will be quite expensive for them to pay for entirely new gates. So what I'm going to try and do is make this work for them. It's going to be a bit awkward, but I can at least try for him, because they're a brilliant client, as I've always said. So let's have a look at that now. Something super interesting has just happened. I have been hit with a massive wave of gratitude for sticking with my guns and moving away and starting a business, because I've just drove past. I've just seen my old manager from my old job that I quit to pursue this business. And it just hit me with a wave of gratitude of, actually, I'm grateful for the hard times, because it means that I'm not stuck having to deal with somebody like that anymore on a daily basis. I'm grateful for not getting bullied at work. You know, there's just so much gratitude about me starting this. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Be grateful, man. You never know what could happen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is another day. It is a Wednesday. I'm excited, I'm happy, and I'm sad all at the same time. The last one is a happy sad. So as some of you might know from the previous episodes, I have just finished my business coaching with Becky from Improvement Solutions. And I have just sent over the final evaluation form from my end, which means this totally concludes our sessions for now. And I must be honest, guys, I have to express my gratitude to Becky. Becky has been an absolutely amazing coach, and she has helped me through so many different parts of the business and my personal development. And this is why this week I'm in a new flow. Like, I'm waking up at 5 o'clock every single day. I'm smashing it. I'm doing super well, and this feels really good at the moment. So I would like to personally and publicly express my gratitude to Becky from Improvement Solutions. Thank you, Becky. Thank you for being so professional. Thank you for being the right coach at the right time to get me to start moving and to get me to take on the next step. Ayush, I want you to put Becky's company and contact information here for anybody that's looking for a business coach. Speak to Becky, guys. She won't let you down. And tell her that it's come from Chico, and she'll look after you. So next thing on the agenda is today we're heading over to, as you know, it's a Wednesday, we're heading over to BNI, and we have a new leadership starting today. So the entire main team that sits on the table is getting changed. So today is going to be an interesting day. I'll see if I can, really want to try and record a little bit. Really want to catch some footage from BNI, but it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. I need to ask, really. But on another note, yesterday, well, in the previous few frames, which is yesterday for me, you guys saw that I mentioned that a friend of mine popped in to see me. And that friend of mine has played around with a flat, and he's doing really well. No mortgage on it anymore, put it up for rent, they've moved into a new property, and he's getting some really good income out of it. So now what I need to start looking at and what I need to start playing with is looking at improving my personal property, so then I can look into leveraging my equity, because I've got really good equity, especially after the reevaluation, after I do some work on it. So I need to explore doing that. I'm going to have a meeting with Paul Devonport from Devonport Construction. I've mentioned him in previous videos. He's also a developer, really good guy. Also, I've got a connection with Hicks Construction, which are also really good. So I'll be exploring with both and just let me get advice and see what can happen. Also, we've got the mortgage advisory is happening on the back end at the moment as well. They're looking into it. They're looking into finances. Basically, at the moment, I'm just fucking going all in on my life. I'm fucking 10xing, guys. So I've been listening to Grant Cardone. Other than that, business is moving in a really good direction. Like I said, I've been setting up targets. I've been doing things. I've been really fucking doing things. Yesterday, we got an email for a quote, and it's not a promise job. It's just a quote, but we have got a quote. We have got to quote a job for the college that Sam has just started his apprenticeship at. I don't think many of the other fabricators in that apprenticeship, their companies, I don't think they are quoting jobs like that. So we're certainly moving up in the world. We've explored those gates. I think there should be something I can do about them. Spoken to Paul. The other aluminium job, that's coming in. We need to finish the staircase. Sam's ill today. Oh my God, there's so much shit happening. I am fucking wired. Let's go to BNI. Catch you guys later.
Leadership and working together to grow stronger. Next one, please. So this is our shared manifesto.
Wow, what an absolutely manic day that was. Last night I got home at 7:30, near enough 8 p.m. I was starving and I did not get a chance to film anything after that little BNI video that you saw. I went after I left BNI, on the phone while driving to the next meeting. Got to the next meeting, on the phone straight after to the next one. Went to site, got stuck on site until fucking 7:30. It's a lot of discussions. To be honest with you, I should have probably filmed a little bit on site. Jamie Hicks wouldn't have minded. It is what it is. I forgot. Also, look at that. That is horrendous. Right on my eye, I've got a burn. So that has just gone massive. But anyway, today morning is going to be a different vibe. So we're on the way to the site nearby, and what's going to happen is we're going to take some dimensions and put together a quote for another long-standing customer. We're also waiting on a couple of calls from Leyden, the Heritage Plastering Masters. Do you know what, Ayush? Put the BNI sheet over here and let people see the type of awesome people that we've got in our community. And anybody from this sheet, guys, I can fully vouch for. They're all awesome people. But yeah, things have been manic, but good. These glasses, they don't even clean up. Absolutely horrendous. You put them on and you can see more blurry than you actually did before. It is what it is. We keep moving. There's no time for glasses right now. Menial shit. Even today is becoming an absolute shambles. Look, getting calls from estate agents left, right and centre, literally non-stop. I called the wrong person. Now Ayush is calling me. Ayush, it's you. Stop calling me. Right, there is the site that we're going to. Perfecto. Gonna be an interesting one, I think. Let's see. So we have had a look and we've got a nice little loft conversion, couple of steels, couple of splice details, and then a single beam down at the bottom. So 3 steels for the loft conversion with some splice details, and then we've got a single beam, no splice at the bottom, which is going to be a little bit heavier, but that one's much easier to maneuver and work with. That looks like it's needed quite sharpish, so we'll most likely play around with those towards the back end of the week as we're able to move some things around in order to help them out with their timelines, which is very good. I'm glad we're able to do that. So that will be another one to price tonight, so I can send it over to them tomorrow, and I believe they'll be happy to go ahead. So that's another one bites the dust. And we're now heading back over to the workshop. We've got Tommy coming in later on to help us with our window for our office, which is great. And we're gonna try and braze some brass for him, which I have never done, but I'm really willing to give it a go. So let's give that a whirl and crack on with the staircase. We still haven't got Sam. I'm waiting to hear back from him to see how he's getting on, how he's feeling. So we are heading over to the workshop. I'll catch you guys when we reach there. Right, okay, so we are back here and we're carrying on our shenanigans with this one. We've just cut this plate, which is going to get fitted to the top of that one, like that, for the return, which will serve sort of as a hook. However, we'll need to trim this plate, which is going to be a right bastard, because we need to trim it lengthways. And I haven't got no equipment that's going to be able to do that by itself. So I'm going to have to do it with a grinder. So I'm going to find, okay. So I'm going to find, fucking loud bastards. I'm going to find a straight edge, clamp that motherfucker here, and then get that cut. Let's do it. There goes all my cleaning. Tommy has done it. I'll get a bit more light in there as well. Dusty job. Yeah, that's perfect. That's absolutely bang on. If I need to see somebody hiding, bosh, there you go. Alright, so this is all done. This is back in properly. Sweet. And now we have a mess to deal with. Let's get that cleaned up. Just heading over. You saw me make a start with a cleanup. However, the cleanup is not finished. Didn't really get so far today, but at least the office is done. So yeah, that got far, but in the wrong direction, I suppose. But we are heading over to have a meeting with somebody from BNI. In the meantime, I have got an absolutely splitting headache. So I'm barely talking. I've had to take my hat off just because my head is literally feels like it's gonna explode. But on the way home, what we're gonna do is we're going to stop off at Hugs Children Cancer Charity, and we've got a load of things for them. That Terry next door, Just Chilling Ice Cream, has also helped us out, and we're dropping off a load of bits for Hugs for Henry, and it's a good cause, and they're good people, and they're doing the right things. So that's my charity of choice at the moment. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do first, and then we're gonna get home and get on the Zoom call with BNI. So yeah, let's do that. So good morning, guys. We're back in the home office today. As you noticed yesterday, I had an extremely bad headache, which turned out to be a migraine. I only tend to get them not very often, but when they do hit, they hit hard. So I ended up having to cancel my meetings yesterday and just sit in a dark room until it sort of went away. But I've woken up today with what appears to be Sam's illness because he's just done a week of being ill, and today I'm absolutely freezing. As you can hear in my voice, my throat and my nose is sort of gone as well. But unfortunately, we haven't really got the opportunity to stop. So even though I'm not going to be going over to the workshop, we are still making moves. I have already sent out 2 quotes. So I've already sent out a quote, and which has already come back. They've accepted it, and they'll be paying the deposit on that tonight, which was the job that we went and measured last night, well, yesterday morning that you saw. Then we have also got some material in stock, which we've had somebody contact us, an old friend of mine contact us, because he's after it. So we've given him a price for that, and I think he's gonna end up having it. What else? Now we're just working on some designs and another quote here. So I'm trying to keep warm today. I've got my nice wool vest thing on, which is keeping me warm. But yeah, I'm just shivering, and even though it's really warm at home, I'm shivering and struggling today. So either way, we're gonna make the most out of today. We're already on a winning streak today, so let's keep it going. Let's keep the momentum moving. And even if we're feeling ill, we still got to push forward. This is how we show our discipline and how we show that we keep moving forward no matter what. So I'm going to spend today taking loads of vitamin C and drinking plenty of tea and keeping myself nice and warm, trying to avoid this getting any worse. So now we're just going to carry on working on a few bits with the last YouTube video, which will be coming out this weekend. So I apologize today. My head is having a really hard time working, but I will do my best to end this episode on a really good note for you. Yeah, let's carry on. All right, happy days. Even though we've been feeling like absolute death today. We've managed to do some good stuff. We've managed to close a couple of jobs, which just means we've got plenty of work to get on with. Sam's also sent me a message saying he's feeling a little bit better, so he'll hopefully be in next week, because we have a lot of work to get on with. Now, it's great that we are reaching targets, but now we need to be producing. So I'm really hoping what Sam mentioned in his message is not true, because he mentioned that what he could have had could possibly be COVID, which means I could possibly be having COVID. That's not what I want. Not at this time, 5 years later. But I've took it nice and chill today. I'm still getting mad shivers, but I'm taking some flu stuff. And then over the weekend, hopefully that will give me a few days to recover, because I do want to be sorting myself out. I've got a couple of things which I might need to get in to the workshop for tomorrow, but they're only very brief and they're just to pass some material to somebody. Other than that, we should be okay. I mean, we're doing good. We're doing all right, making it happen, being a productive day even though you're ill, and that's just all you can do when you're a small business owner. You have to make the most of everything, every single day, no matter how bad you feel. You must do your best to make the most of it, and that's what I've done today, and I'm actually quite happy with what I've achieved, because getting another job sold, getting another job pushed through is good. So waiting for the deposits to come from that one. We've already ordered materials, so yeah, we're all happy days. We're all happy days.